always say, I wouldn't be surfing if it wasn't for Writing Giants by Stacey Peralta. And I wouldn't be writing about surfing if it wasn't for Matt Warshaw. And this week, for more reasons than one, is the Wipeout Weekly Matt Warshaw Appreciation Week. Let's do this thing. Welcome to the Wipeout Weekly, the daily podcast for beginners, wannabe surfers, and seasoned wipeout enthusiasts. No hype, no filler, just the highs, lows, and honest truth about learning to surf and finding your place in surf culture. I'm your host, Suze Wilson. Let's go out. My favorite aunt is Dorota Starzecka, who was assistant keeper in charge of Oceania at the British Museum Department of Ethnography from 1973 to 1999, collecting around 800 objects from Oceania for the museum and 570 from Melanesia. Bear with me, I know where I'm going with this. On a tour for the museum in 1975 to 1976, she collected 117 objects from Vanuatu and 124 from the Solomon Islands, taking a large number of photographs too. In 1980, which was 2 years before I met her, that's a long story, she made a collection for the museum of 329 objects in the Sepik area of Papua New Guinea, including a house tambaran, ceremonial house, from the Abalam, also documented in photography. And then, among other things, she wrote a book about the Maori collections for the British Museum. That is a lot of objects collected, you guys. And now imagine this. Matt Warshaw, the surfing custodian, the author of History of Surfing, Encyclopedia of Surfing, Mavericks, God knows how many surf articles, is going to full Dorota Starzecka mode on us, and instead of spending 10 hours a day working on the Encyclopedia of Surfing, he will be hunting down the objects of value, print, audio, video, for surfing history and culture, cataloging and digitizing them. Matt's new baby is the EOS Archive. He describes it as a Vatican Library of surf history and culture, a huge, organized, searchable collection of digitized surf media with a focus on material that is in danger of being lost, damaged, or forgotten. That is going to be immense. Also, it will have zero commercial value, as Matt says, so please support his fundraisers and subscribe to his newsletter. For our part, we will celebrate Matt today with my second most favorite story from History of Surfing. Ancient Hawaii being the first, but we already did that one. Namely, the story of Felipe Pomar and caballitos. It goes like this. On a sunny fall morning in 1987, Felipe Pomar of Lima walked into the California offices of Surfer magazine, right on time for his scheduled meeting, ready to talk about a subject guaranteed to put a blank expression on just about any wave rider's face. Surfing in ancient Peru. Hawaii, of course, has always been regarded as a surfing's birthplace. But Pomar wanted to propose an alternate theory of the sport's origins. He was too smart to think he was going to waltz into Surfer and change surfing's foundation story before lunch break. Still, the topic meant enough to him that he wanted to try. Smiling confidently, he shook hands with the editorial staff. Pomar had a unique kind of hybrid surf celebrity. He was the gracious and urbane son of a plantation owner, knew his way around a polo field, and owned a tuxedo. 22 years earlier, he charged his way to a surprise win in 1965 World Surfing Championships, held in the powerful waves just south of his hometown. Surfer labeled him the Wild Bull of Punta Rocas, but the tag didn't stick. There was nothing wild or animal-like about a man who wore pressed chinos, kept an appointment book, and dined at his beachfront club with bankers, industrialists, and Latin American presidents. Anyway, the bull was already taken by hulking California big-wave leatherneck Greg Knoll, who, with his penchant for bar fighting and X-rated banter, really earned the nickname. For his surfer meeting, Pomar carried with him a neatly crafted bundle of reeds, squared at one end, wickedly tapered and flipped up at the other. This, he told the surfer editors, was a scale model caballito, or little horse. Villagers in Huanchaco, 500 miles north of Lima, used the caballito for nearshore fishing and to ride waves for fun and sport. Pomar looked at the caballito for a moment. The Hawaiians, he asked, with a little rhetorical tilt of his head, have been surfing for how long? 1,000 years? 1,500? He nodded toward the caballito. 3,000 years, he said. That's how long they've been riding waves in Huanchaco. 3,000 years, maybe longer. Pomar's visit to Surfer coincided with a new period of archaeological discovery in Peru that moved the country into the first rank of ancient civilizations. An irrigation canal in the north was estimated to be over 6,000 years old. An unearthed 150-acre desert metropolis named Caral, with artifacts dating back to 2600 BC, was filled with plazas and canals, amphitheaters, fitted stone multi-floor buildings, musical instruments, and pyramids older than those of Egypt. A few outer anthropologists had begun referring to Caral as the mother of all civilizations. Many of these findings underscore ancient Peru's close relationship with the ocean. Wave motifs decorate bowls and fabrics and are stamped into the gold crowns of warrior priest headgear. Towering bas-relief courtyard walls feature the unmistakable horizontal lines of an incoming swell. Wave riding, or the suggestion of wave riding, appears as well. A 2,000-year-old frieze shows a deity charging across the night sky on the crescent moon in the shape of a caballito. In a matched ceramic set, two Peruvians straddle their reed boats, heads low, hands and eyes forward, in a pose suggesting a fast ride toward shore. Both figures grin broadly. Surfer let Pomar write a feature story on ancient Peruvian wave riding. A fine bit of avocational scholarship, Surfing in 1000 BC, appearing in the April 1988 issue, was informed, serious, and well-researched. Launched into the vast day-glow-hued expanse of late 80s surfing, however, it vanished, almost without a trace. A subscriber from Florida wrote in to cite a zoological paper on the wave-utilizing properties of clams and noted that prehistoric mollusks were undoubtedly hanging valves long before man first dragged a tree branch into the shore break. Nobody else bothered to comment. And that's all for today. Check out the Waipai Weekly for our free newsletter, more stories and ways to connect with us. Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow for more of the Waipai Weekly.